This is really exciting. This has great potential. I'm going to go back here and get set up and wait. Howdy. Steve Mathis here, and I am back in Joshua Tree National Park. I've been here, this is my third trip here into this park this winter, which is crazy. I haven't done that ever, I don't think. But my first trip when I was down here, and you saw some videos when I went to Imperial Sand Dunes and over to La Jolla and went out looking for burrowing owls. I came up here on that trip as well, and I tried to shoot a vlog and make some images, but the weather just didn't cooperate and my creativity didn't cooperate, and it was a total bust for me. So I scrapped that thing and just posted the videos from the rest of the trip, which was a great trip. But then I came back down about 10 days ago because my kids flew out here and we had spring break together. So that was awesome. It's a complicated situation, but my kids were here, my parents, my brothers, we all came out here and had a blast together. And we took an afternoon and came up here to Joshua Tree National Park. So my kids had never been here before, and I thought they'd enjoy it. So we did come out here and spent the afternoon hiking around, exploring, and the kids were climbing around on the rocks and going berserk and having a blast. And I did bring a camera, but I took some pictures of them, you know, crawling around on the rocks, and that was fun. I made some nice images of that, and maybe I'll post some of those right about now. So let's cut those in. I'll show you a few that I took of the kids, and that was just running around watching everybody have a good time and doing a little exploring. And these boulders are just amazing, and it's like a total playground for kids. So we all had a blast. And that was last week, and now I'm leaving tomorrow to drive back home to Wyoming. But the weather looked interesting with some high clouds, kind of partly cloudiness. Let me show you what it's kind of like back this way. So that's looking back to the east, northeast, and those clouds look really interesting. There's some clouds coming in over here back to the west. So I saw that from Palm Desert, which is where I was staying, and it's about an hour drive. And I thought, well, I think I'll go up there and see if I can get lucky with some weather. And so that's what I did. I drove out to the park and then just came out and have been hiking around looking for interesting compositions. So that's what I'm doing out here, and I have two things on my mind. The first one is the moon. So as luck would have it, the moon is going to be rising, and it's basically a full moon. So the full moon's going to be rising just maybe an hour before the sun sets. So there's a reasonable chance that I can do some moonrise photos while there's still enough light out here to kind of light up some of these boulders and stuff. And I think it has good potential. So I need these clouds to cooperate with, you know, like right overhead, there's not much clouds, but then on the horizon out there, there'd be a little too much cloudiness for that moonrise to show up perfectly. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers and being optimistic that that moon's going to come up. It's going to come up over there, and that moon might just kind of come up, and I can still get the nice rocks, maybe a Joshua tree or something. I'm going to be looking for that composition. I have my phone out here, and I'm going to use an app called the Photographer's Ephemeris. I have no idea if I pronounced that right. But it's a great app, and it'll kind of show me where that moon's going to come up. So I can kind of dial it in and find, oh, I know it's going to come up right over that little rock formation, and I can set up there and wait. So I'm going to scope that out and then try and dial that in with my little phone app and see if I can get that. So that's number one priority. I have about an hour and a half to find that composition, and I'm going to have fun looking for that composition. I'm going to make some images while I'm waiting, I'm sure. And then of course the sunset is about an hour or maybe 45 minutes after the moon rises. So I'll be looking for that sunset photo too if we get some nice color in these clouds and maybe some beautiful blue hour light right after sunset. So that's what I'm doing out here, exploring, and I love this place, and I'm glad to be back. Hopefully third time's a charm, because I got kind of nothing. Well, not nothing. My kid photos were fun, but no good landscape photos. Whoa, there's a bunny running a million miles an hour out there. I'd love to see a mountain lion chase it or something. All right, I'm pressing my luck there with that. But anyway, hope this video works out today, because it didn't in the previous time I came up here to make a video. So let's go out and cruise around and see what we can find out there. Oh, sorry, last thing. Maybe an important part of the conversation, maybe not, is today I'm out here shooting with the Fuji GFX 50R. It's a wonderful camera. It's like landscape photographer, mwah! And I haven't used it very much, but I'm testing it out. And from what I've seen so far, it's freaking incredible. Image quality is amazing. It's not for like action sports, action wildlife. It's slow, which is why I kind of like using it. I'm shooting it in manual mode. I'm just trying to kind of slow down my process when I'm doing landscape work. And so I'm shooting it in manual and just kind of taking my time on the tripod and really trying to fine tune things out here, make sure I'm doing everything I can to maximize my image quality, because this thing will maximize the image quality as well. So maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more as we're out here, but that's a cool thing to be out here with a really nice camera, trying to make some nice images. So with that, finally, I'm going to stop rambling and start looking for compositions out there.
The walls are looming, keep caving in on us. The waves keep forming, keep crashing in my thoughts. But when the time's right, we're gonna get all that's good. When the time's right, oh, when the time's right.
Don't leave your plastic water bottles out here. Not cool.
Gotta get inside that dream. nothing left to do. Stranded and beaten, waiting to see this through.
Alright, this is fun. Made a nice image here, I think. Did a little black and white in camera, polarized the sky to make it nice and dark. Tried to balance the tree with this nice rock pile over there to the right. And nice clouds. So I think that's going to work. I got distracted by a lizard a few minutes ago, and it was great. This little tiny lizard was cruising around on the rocks, and he paused long enough for me to use the GFX to make some images. So it sat still and was basking in the sun a little bit. A nice black lizard. Does anybody know anything about lizards? Because I do not. We don't have lizards where I'm at in Wyoming, so I know nothing about them. But if you have any idea what I'm photographing there, let me know in the comments below. That would be great, because I really have no idea. But it was a cool little bonus, because I figured I would just be doing landscape work out here, and so to get a little critter is always fun. I love that. So that was great little side adventure, distraction, thanks to that lizard. And now I'm going to keep moving around. I'm still on the hunt for a moonrise composition. This big wall of rock here is great. It's pretty high though, so I would need to back way up that way, back that way. Otherwise I'm going to have to wait for the moon to get really high, which might work anyways. So maybe I'd like to get further away, and then I could creep in closer as the moon is rising too. But I'm looking for something interesting up high up there, and there's you know, there's some interesting rocks and stuff, but nothing yet that's like grabbed me and said, yes, this is it. So I'm going to keep that's my top priority out here right now, is to keep looking for that situation where I can find something good to place with the moon as it's rising. And it ain't going to be easy, but I'm going to try. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to make my stand. So there's this nice rock formation here. Let me see if I can do this with the screen. It's really hard in the bright light. But so this little rock formation here, I like the way it kind of curves out. When I first saw this, I thought, ooh, if I could get the moon kind of inside that little, I don't even know what I call that. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about though, because I don't know how to say it. But I'd love to have the moon right inside there. Looks like all the clouds have moved out of the way. There's still some clouds to the north, but those won't come into play this evening. And so I might be kind of a bust with a nice sunset cloudy situation here, which it kind of bums me out. But I've got an hour and a half before sunset, and I've got 10 minutes until moonrise. So the moon's going to come up really low down here, and then it'll probably take close to, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour to get up to there, to where it's in that slot of where I hope to photograph it. So I used my app, that TPE, the Photographer's Ephemeris, which I still don't know how to pronounce. So go ahead and leave me a comment if you know how to pronounce it. And leave me a comment and tell me I'm an idiot if that's the kind of person you are. But it's very helpful, and I think it's got me close enough in here to where I can see that it's going to be coming up right across there where I want it. So I'm probably going to set up, and then I'll have to adjust when the moon actually becomes visible, and then hopefully I can just move around a little bit and adjust and get the moon right where I want it. Ideally, I'd love to have the sunlight still on that rock while the moon is there. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be kind of a silhouette of that rock, which is less appealing to me. But it's hard to really predict what that light's going to be like when the moon is actually there. But hopefully I can still have some direct light on the rock and the moon in that little slot. Ideally, I would love to have had some clouds, but I'm going to polarize that sucker so that that blue sky goes really dark. I'm probably just going to do a black and white and call it good, and I think it should be really a pretty nice scene. But I'm going to work around a little bit more in this area and just scout out a little bit more, make sure I'm not missing something really good. Because like I said, I've got 10 minutes until moonrise, but another hour and 45 minutes until sunset. So I'm still going to be on the lookout, but that's my plan right now. And it's not a bad plan. It's not an excellent plan either, but that's the best one I've got so far. All right, it is happening. The moon is up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. It's right about there, I think. Somewhere in there. It's hard for me to see on the little screen, but I made a few photos. This is the big rock. I'm going to back up that way to shoot back at it. So as that moon starts coming up higher, that's when hopefully I'll get this rock. But it's nice, there's still light on these rocks. So that's good. We got a few clouds moving in too. So everything's coming together here. Just gotta hope I do everything right and let the scene continue to develop here. But this is really exciting. This has great potential. I'm gonna go back here and get set up and wait. Yes. Hey, whoa, what's up? All right, so you can see the moon right there. Everything worked out pretty good. I had to, unfortunately, the clouds back this way, right when this thing was coming into perfect position to light up with the moon and have the rock lit up. The clouds over there blocked the sun, so the light went away. But all in all, it was pretty darn good. You know, the plan mostly came together with me setting up and getting that the moon with that rock, and then I kind of ran around out here and found some different compositions with the moon peeking through some of the rocks up top up there, and it all worked out really beautifully. I would have loved to have had light on those rocks. I had a few early, right when it was coming up just off the horizon. So I did get to make some images with the light on the rocks and the moon. And that was pretty cool. But this composition I liked best. But that one didn't happen, unfortunately, with the light on the rocks. So all in all, it's beautiful. It's getting dark out here now. I'm getting like 10-second exposures. So I'm done shooting. And I'm going to pack it in. But it's just gorgeous. Beautiful evening out here with Joshua trees and the full moon rising. Just a little bit of color in the sky. Nothing magical happened out here. But it was better than my last 2 trips to Joshua Tree. So I did get to make some photos today that I think are going to turn out pretty decent. So take a look at those at the end of the video in just a second. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I, as always, enjoyed being out here, and it took me 3 tries to get to make this video, so I hope it was worth it. Thanks again for watching. Thanks to the moon for giving me a nice subject this evening, and have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. Good night. That's a Joshua tree. Whee! See ya.